Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I am Dr. S.K. Singh, and I'm pleased to have the opportunity to discuss the role and responsibilities of developmental QA, or DQA. Today, we'll explore what DQA entails, its importance in the development process, and how it contributes to ensuring quality. We'll cover key responsibilities and best practices to give you a clear understanding. Let's get started. Let's talk about Introduction to Developmental QA. Developmental QA, also known as R&D QA, plays a crucial role in ensuring quality oversight throughout the product development process. This means that from the very beginning of creating a new product, we have quality checks in place. It covers several key stages, starting with pre-formulation, where we understand the basic properties of the active ingredients. Next is formulation development, where we work on creating the actual product in its final form. Then comes analytical development, which involves developing and validating the methods to analyze our product's quality. Importantly, developmental QA ensures that everything complies with important guidelines like GLP, GMP when applicable, and ICH guidelines. These standards help us maintain consistency, safety, and efficacy throughout development. Overall, this slide highlights how developmental QA is integral to building a solid foundation for a safe and effective final product. Let's talk about the importance of R&D QA. First, it plays a crucial role in ensuring the scientific data we generate is both accurate and reliable. This is fundamental because the data forms the backbone of our decisions and regulatory submissions. Speaking of which, R&D QA supports those submissions, such as INDs, NDAs, and ANDAs, helping us meet the strict standards required by regulatory agencies. Another key point is that quality shouldn't be an afterthought or something added only during manufacturing. Instead, it needs to be built in from the very beginning, during the development phase. This proactive approach helps prevent rework, delays, and potential compliance risks down the line. Ultimately, building quality into the product design from the start ensures a smoother development process and a more reliable, compliant product. So, in essence, R&D QA isn't just about checking boxes. It's about embedding quality into every stage of our development to support both innovation and regulatory success. Now, let's take a closer look at the role of QA throughout the pharmaceutical development lifecycle. QA involvement begins in the early stages, such as drug discovery, although their role here is somewhat limited. As we move into pre-formulation studies, QA becomes more actively involved to ensure that the foundational data and processes meet quality standards. During formulation development, QA's role is crucial in overseeing the processes to ensure consistency and compliance. When it comes to analytical method development, QA helps validate that our testing methods are accurate and reliable. Finally, in clinical trial material manufacturing, QA plays an essential part in maintaining the integrity and quality of the materials used in trials. Throughout each of these stages, QA's overarching responsibility is to guarantee compliance with regulatory requirements and internal quality standards. This continuous oversight helps us identify and address issues early, ensuring that the entire development process adheres to the highest quality standards. Ultimately, QA's involvement at every stage is vital for developing safe, effective, and high-quality pharmaceutical products. Let's talk about documentation and data integrity. First, it's essential to review development reports, lab notebooks, and protocols and reports thoroughly. These documents are the backbone of our data and must be accurate and complete. Ensuring data integrity means making sure that the information we record is trustworthy and unaltered. One key principle here is ALCOA+, which stands for attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, accurate, and plus additional elements like complete, consistent, and enduring. Following these principles helps us maintain high-quality data. For example, if raw data is missing or incomplete, it can lead to issues like rejection of the development report by QA. That's why meticulous documentation and adherence to these principles are critical for compliance and data reliability. Now, let's look at the oversight involved in analytical method development. First, we need to ensure the method's suitability. That means verifying that the method is appropriate for its intended purpose and will produce reliable results. Next, we have to confirm that the method is ready for validation, which involves checking that all necessary parameters and conditions are in place for proper validation. It's also crucial to review the analytical development reports. These reports provide a comprehensive overview of how the method was developed and tested, helping us identify any potential issues early on. For example, QA might notice a lack of specificity in an HPLC method. In such cases, they would review the report thoroughly and approve or recommend adjustments before moving forward. When it comes to reviewing and approving protocols, we need to ensure that development protocols are well-designed and scientifically justified. The experimental study designs should align with regulatory expectations and be logically structured to generate meaningful data. QA might suggest adding additional stability time points to better understand the product's stability profile. This kind of input helps us strengthen the robustness of our methods and ensures compliance with regulatory standards. Overall, this oversight process is about maintaining high standards for method development, validation, and documentation. It ensures that our analytical methods are accurate, reliable, and aligned with both scientific principles and regulatory requirements. Let's talk about change control and risk management. First, it's crucial to implement a solid change control system within R&D to manage any modifications systematically. Alongside this, we apply quality risk management based on ICH Q9 guidelines to proactively identify and mitigate potential risks. For example, when we make a formula change, we conduct a thorough risk assessment before implementing it. This helps us ensure that any adjustments won't negatively impact product quality or process stability. It's also vital to ensure a smooth transfer from R&D to pilot, and then to commercial scale. This involves reviewing key documents related to technology transfer and examining process parameters carefully. For instance, QA plays a critical role here. They ensure that critical process parameters, or CPPs, are clearly defined and controlled. This way, we maintain consistency and quality throughout the transfer process. Supporting technology transfer effectively is essential to keep everything aligned and to safeguard the integrity of the process as we scale up. Now, at this stage of development, it's crucial to ensure we're fully prepared for validation. This means we need to focus on process validation, making sure our manufacturing procedures are consistent and reliable. Equally important is analytical validation, which guarantees that our testing methods are accurate and precise. Additionally, we should thoroughly review all development data to assess whether it's suitable for validation purposes. This helps us identify any gaps or variability that could impact the validation process. By addressing these areas early, we set a solid foundation for successful validation, ultimately supporting the quality and compliance of our product. Let's talk about audit and inspection support. This is all about conducting internal audits of our R&D processes. These audits help us identify any gaps or issues early on, ensuring everything is on track. It's also crucial for preparing us for regulatory inspections, which can happen at any time. For example, our QA team might spot incomplete study records during an audit, and catching that early allows us to address it before any external review. Overall, this support helps us maintain high standards and confidence in our work, keeping us compliant and ready for any inspections that come our way. Let's now focus on the importance of training and quality culture in R&D. It's essential that our personnel receive proper GLP and GMP training to ensure compliance and consistency in our research activities. This training helps maintain high standards and minimizes errors. Additionally, promoting a strong documentation discipline is crucial. Accurate and thorough documentation not only supports data integrity, but also ensures that our research can be reliably reviewed and reproducible. Data integrity awareness is another key aspect. We need to foster a culture where everyone understands the importance of maintaining the accuracy, completeness, and consistency of our data at all times. For example, training on good documentation practices helps reinforce the importance of clear, precise, and compliant record keeping. Ultimately, these efforts contribute to a robust quality culture that underpins the success and credibility of our R&D initiatives. In conclusion, I'd like to emphasize that R&D QA plays a critical role in ensuring we have reliable development data, which is the foundation for making informed decisions throughout the product lifecycle. It also helps us maintain regulatory compliance, so our products meet necessary standards and can successfully reach the market. Additionally, a strong QA process supports a smooth transition during the product lifecycle, from development through manufacturing and beyond. The key principle here is that quality by design, or QBD, actually starts early in development. By embedding quality into our processes from the beginning, we set the stage for better efficiency, compliance, and overall success. When we prioritize QBD from the outset, we're not just meeting standards, we're building quality into every step of our product's journey. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or need additional information, we're here to help. You can contact us through the provided channels. Thank you so much for your attention and engagement throughout this presentation. We truly appreciate your time and interest.